So what would you say is the genius of black preaching?
I think there's several. Years ago, I don't know if you were a contributor to this, the Africana Bible. I never forget, I was working on an Advent series. And I could take you to my study in my old house. I was working on this Advent series, and I opened up the Africana Study Bible and the commentary. And it dealt with that whole out of Egypt, headed to Egypt with the baby Jesus, headed to Egypt. And I said, okay, that's good, I got that. And I looked in another European commentary. It said nothing about it in that regard. Right. And that night it hit me how different the hermeneutic of those two cultures are. So the first thing I would say is the genius of black preaching hermeneutically is so powerful. It's like our Negro spirituals. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver. Didn't our Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? We could see whatever God did with Daniel or with Israel in Exodus. We could see us. That's for me, that's the theological. The sociological, and perhaps the psychological too, is black preaching preached us off the brink of jumping off of the bridge. Homicide and suicide. Black preaching saved us from homicide and suicide. It saved our race. You look back at those old, John Jasper, look back at him, but you look back at men like Lacey Kirk Williams, Julius Caesar Austin, J.H. Jackson. You got to remember the times in which they preached. I'm doing a series now called out of John chapter 5 where Jesus engages the man at the pool of Bethesda. And I've called this series Getting Back on Your Feet. Because the text doesn't say the man was born lame. It said he had been that way 38 years, which means there was a point, a place, a period in his personal pilgrimage when he had been on his feet. Something had knocked him off his feet. Life knocks us off our feet. Jesus gets that man back up on his feet, which is what the gospel does for us. Those men, most of them men in that era, you had in the Holiness, United Holy Church, Mount Sinai, Fire Baptized Holiness, you had women preachers, Baptists, some Methodists, most of them didn't. Most of them, it was mostly men. Those men preached black folk back up on their feet every Sunday after being beat down all week long. So hermeneutically, sociologically, psychologically, the genius of black preaching, it's amazing.